Hey Nigerians, welcome to Hope Alive on top Obidati Family TV. Today na day 2 for the court sitting of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, and you know say we go to bring the updates step by step, day by day, as every day they go. We go to tell una wetin dey happen for the court sitting for that particular day. Una know say na yesterday Labour Party start do their own, and they even postpone their own to tomorrow, will be Wednesday. But as for today, na PDP day for court today, so na PDP matter they hear for court today. So regarding that, make sure say una dey tune in with us every day till the end of this court sitting, as to they get updates, confirm one for everything where they happen for that court sitting. Anyways, we even get reports say Labour Party they made inquiries, they made requests to be able to televise the court proceedings and everything where they happen for that tribunal, and they talk say they no grant their request. Nobody, the court say no, say they no feel allow them. Even after they disallowed some of the correspondents, the judicial correspondents, to televise that particular proceeding, they still disallow Labour Party too. So now only the courts know waiting they get for mind. We make them no allow these media houses come cover everything where they happen, so that us will be Nigerians, we know they there. We go they also see waiting they happen for there, as we know they there. Anyways, we go straight into the video, because today we get many hot gist where we go drop for now. And make una stay with us till the end. My name is Peace Obiekwe, and Mr. Kanu day with me for studio today. Mr. Kanu, good afternoon.
Afternoon, beautiful people of Nigeria. Well-meaning Nigeria, meaning the people who believe say new Nigeria day possible. Now welcome this afternoon, this morning, this evening, depending on where you day. So today, na day 2 for tribunal, and as peace talk as it happened yesterday, we see how Tinubu no come court, and waiting the pursue from court, we know. But the person will be say he come court, where him talk saying one represent him, na governor of Plateau State will be along, as he take talk him, na him the justices where they there, we know waiting they happen at that very time. Now then come begin the talk say, Mr. Man, you know if it, and the thing is that even the Lalong himself na lawyer him be. So as him be lawyer, him suppose no say as he did that court, he for tell him principal will be Tinubu make he come court. Why the man no go come court for the first day where the one call matter come? No be him be the person wey be say he suppose dey in mind make he for come show Nigeria and say true him win this election. Him suppose be the first person wey go dey there, because say him wan show say him win the election clear. So him suppose dey there. But him no dey. Another person wan come represent am. Him think say na Chatham House he dey, where he go dey allocate people, go dey answer him questions and all that. This time around, in dey there, him go answer. Well, the court be like say they don't disappoint us for the live coverage, but we still dey push, they go. So, however, anyhow where the thing take they happen, we dey bring them every day we court they see. Like tomorrow now, PDP matter, LP matter, Labour Party go dey court, and our principal P2B Gidigba go dey court. You know, go send another person except say another thing happen. So P2B, as he take day there yesterday, now so he go take day there tomorrow, because he know say person mandate wetin Nigerians want, nine then collect. So that's why he must come out. Conscious, no be say they come show in face, but to come represent Nigerians. So that is our person there, as soon as they see him. So now today, why we bring in the other things where they come out from the court for today, for Namekona for see what they happen for the tribunal, you get many questions where we say our viewers they bring come. And this very question, it don't go around even for mainstream media. Every talk day around 29th of May 2023. Official swearing in. And when all this talk they go on, what did they go on for my mind? Be say, why 29th become absolute? When it becomes sacrosanct? Which time, which constitution talk am? So questions where then they ask me in different of our platforms, but for different groups where we there, I want to make all of us look at while we await the things where they come out from court. So, and somebody actually bring about my answers of today. So I need you to pay attention. Our reasoning that swearing in somebody that is not without constitutional empowerment amounts to nothing. Why did I say that? It is not about me, but about the Constitution. It is what the Constitution says is what I'm going to bring today. Now, waiting Constitution talk. Make them no talk say, as Dati Baba may take talk. Now I begin the talk. No. So, let's get down straight to it. Inaugurating a new president on May 29th is not absolute. Given that the finality of election result is decided by the court, that is the reasoning. Given that the finality of election result is decided by the court, except where the INEC declared the result is uncontested. But here it is contested. It is unconstitutional to swear in a winner whose victory has not been affirmed by the court. Where is the law that says such a winner must be sworn in? None. There is no law in Nigeria that says that the person must be sworn in. Yes, agreed. Inauguration of a new president on May 29 is not absolute, if you agree with me. Neither by the provisions of the Constitution, the Electoral Act, or any other written law. And no, there won't be any vacuum for people who ask this question. If there we expect to have a vacuum, no, there won't be any vacuum in a new president. If a new president is not sworn in on May 29th, the Constitution envisages such an anomalous situation, and thus provided for a rainy day. It means that there's a provision of the Constitution that makes this possible, and that is Section 1351A of the Constitution. It says, subject to the provisions of this Constitution, a person shall hold the office of president until when his successor in office takes the oath of that office. End of quote. Now, if you pay close attention to the above provision, you will notice that the Constitution never said until May 29th. It used the word shall, which by settled legal interpretation means must. That means that the incumbent president, despite exhausting his 8 years, is not going anywhere until his successor is sworn in, and such a date could overshoot May 29th. Meaning say, no be must. As you can see on the screen, it is very clear that it has been laid out. This thing is not until you get a son to interpret it for you. It is there, stated in clear. He will hold office until this. Now, you can see that this is not about Tinubu, because if you strictly follow the Constitution, neither Atiku nor Peter Obi, in addition to Tinubu will be inaugurated as president on May 29, and Nigeria will still have a constitutional president. So even if these three, even if they join everybody, and they were almost sworn in on that day, Nigeria will still have a constitutional president. You will also notice that since 1999, a lot of successors or winners of the election, mostly of gubernatorial kind, that is governors, had taken their oath of office after May 29. So, where did this widespread notion that May 29 is sacrosanct or absolute come from? Okay, the answer is it came from a mere custom or political expediency, not from any non-black letter law, meaning is just our own, we just formed that by ourselves. So what is May 29? Was Anambra State governor made to proceed on May 29? Was different governors that has overshoot that May 29? So it tells you that May 29th is not sacrosanct. So why is it that the talk now is about, oh, the tribunal should hurry up and of course, the tribunal can actually get what they need to be done in 2 weeks. But assuming the matters are much for them, must we swear in somebody who has not finally been confirmed by the courts? Second, Section 136 of the Constitution says that where the person duly elected as president and vice president die or are unable for any reason whatsoever to assume office before the inauguration by the National Assembly, that the Independent National Electoral Commission shall immediately conduct an election for a president and a vice president. End of quote. In plain terms, what the preceding section 136 is saying is that apart from death, there are myriad reasons that could prevent or imperil the president-elect and the vice standing together from assuming office on May 29th, and the heavens won't fall. What am I saying here? Heavens won't fall if Tinubu is not sworn in on May 29th. There is no law that says he must be sworn in on May 29th. Now, we have looked at those sections of the Constitution. One of such reasons that easily comes to mind in a court order, usually an interlocutory kind, emanating from the tribunal on a motion or from an originating summons, not an election petition, but succeeding before a federal high court on interpretation of the pertinent constitutional provisions on point, including particularly the said section 135 and 136 in addition to section 1(2) of the Constitution vis-a-vis the absolutism or otherwise of May 29th. Why is everybody talking about May 29th? To be clear, let me finish, please. To be clear, the section 1 and 2 of the Constitution that is pertinent to this discourse provides that the Federal Republic of Nigeria shall not be governed, nor shall any person or group of persons take control of the government of Nigeria or any part thereof, except in accordance with the provisions of this Constitution. What does that tell you? What it tells you, peace, is that you must go through the Constitution. You understand me? And the constitutional provisions are there. You understand me? It's clear. You understand? So, I know say your mother do me now. You want make we talk? Okay, tell me your own.
Second this thing that you are saying, because if you check on well, this thing that the way you they talk now, if results wey INEC announce no dey in accordance with the Electoral Act, then that means it's not also in accordance with the Constitution, because if you check the Electoral Act is a product of the Constitution, right? So if you in this case now, INEC is not the end. No be them they declare the final result for this particular case, yes, because they've gone to court. Now the courts get the final matter for this thing. And speaking on that thing where you talk, say, custom, inauguration of president in May 29 don't become like custom for Nigeria. It's actually right, because if the first president of Nigeria will be Shehu Shagari, when they inaugurate them now for October 1st, 1979, will be Independence Day. Then subsequently, following the Fourth Republic, starting from 1999, they do the inauguration for May 29th. It can't become like custom. Say it be custom, no means say it day for Constitution. Say now by force, if you go, you must inaugurate president for 29. Now custom because now something where they habitual, where they happen every year, they go do them for 29th. And if you even check them, for other states, especially for gubernatorial elections, no be more say all the governors na 29th of May that they do inauguration. So if the matter still dey court and the court never decide whether okay Tinubu win or Abina P2B win, Abina PDP win, why you go inaugurate somebody, put them for seats? If they can't declare say no be that person winning, wetin go come happen for that period? Now wetin they understand? Yes,
Peace, you talk well, and I like as you take. Describe this thing well. And it be like say you don't read that very Constitution part. And it be like say you don't get meaning, because some people, when they talk about Constitution, it's there for inside the web. What we say, if you Google them, you go read them well, and you go understand them. Because what they go on now everywhere, everybody they think say May 29, the moment where we say they just get on. Because the reason why we are insisting that the court should make a pronouncement is that, one, they are the final people that has. INEC is just like the person where we say na the ref, where we say it just officiate match. Yes, you understand me? So, but the court now be the person where we say go come talk final thing. Even as maybe like that is supposed to be, but now because of people they contest waiting happen for the election, because the day free and fair. Now make them. So that's why for Nigeria, the people will be the umpire, the last people will be say they go talk waiting happen and how it go take happen in the court. So not be INEC again. INEC now to come do their destiny, give anybody where they won't give, then court go come. They will carry the burden, go hit for court. Then court go begin to do waiting they then won't do. Now, but in my view, true, both the tribunal and under the Electoral Act and the Federal High Court, now under this section 6 of the Constitution, they have concurrent jurisdiction to dive into the interpretation of these sections at the impact on May 29. Waiting at the talk, be say, no be only say everybody go to talk say na tribunal. Meanwhile, court day where they get concurrent jurisdiction. You understand me? We be say they can talk, somebody can challenge it there. You understand? Yeah. It's not a must, because if the main court as in the tribunal now, May 29 don't they reach. No winner, don't they? The announcement will be say INEC make everybody where they Nigeria talk say no work. You understand me? So now we say the main people will be say them go talk say this thing don't do. Now what we want talk be the last one. You understand me? They never talk. When you put that very person you swear in, the person go take the power when go get, go even overwhelm everybody. You understand? Now, anybody saying that it is only the election tribunal that possesses an exclusive jurisdiction on this matter, or that simultaneously and separately initiating such a suit before the Federal High Court will abuse the process of election tribunal is wrong. Meaning say, if you talk say, people will say, if not this election tribunal, say no other court go hear you, either wrong. Because then get what they call concurrent jurisdiction. You understand? Yeah. So somebody can actually carry it, yes, and go to Federal High Court. It's not an abuse of process. Make them go check because the fundamental business of interpreting the constitution, that is the organic law, because this constitution wey we dey show now is the organic law, is independent of and should have primacy over everything else, including particularly a mere election petition before a narrowly constituted ad hoc tribunal, meaning say this tribunal now na just 5 people. You understand me? So 5 people wey dem put for that very place is just this thing. But when you go to court, you are opening up a whole lot thing. So this one na just something wey dem consult. They will still go to Supreme Court, because anything when you finish here now, they will still appeal am go Supreme Court. You understand me? Yes. But let's look at it from the perspective of that. But now you can ponder this. If the result declared by INEC does not accord with the Electoral Act, it then follows that such result does not ipso facto accord with the Constitution, because the Electoral Act is a product and subservient to the Constitution, meaning say na Constitution na be the overall. You understand me? Which is the ground, is it the ground norm? The river never flows backwards, meaning say you know they put water where we say they go down, go begin the turn and make it they go the other side. It no supposed to be so. Now just our people they make them, they look like say you go turn waiting they go this side, you go begin the turn on the other side because of saying INEC nine cosam. Anyway, the clearer and the obvious way of understanding in this something is to think of it this way. If a new president is sworn in on May 29th, and subsequently the tribunal or the Supreme Court again, that is the final umpire, this Supreme Court, because he no end for this tribunal, invalidates that election, what would you say happened to the government of Nigeria during that period of the sacked president, when that sacked president held office before the final judgment? Because it doesn't end here. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't end here. After this very place, it's Supreme Court that is the final umpire, the person that is going to talk. Now, when you put the person on now, and after that very one, it goes on and on. Is it for that very person to hold that office for a certain period of time? And when that very person enters there, he will be exercising the powers of the Commander-in-Chief, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Meanwhile, the person has not been given that very power even before that time, but he was sworn in. You get my point? Yes. But anyway,
make I just ask you one quick question, because the thing just come my mind now before it go come out again. According to this section 136 of the Constitution, we talk say for any reason where the president or the vice president no assume the position, say another election will be conducted, right? So does it mean that if the court finally decides for this election tribunal now, come talk say, okay, we don't see say Tinubu, the mago way you do all this kind of thing, Tinubu no be the real winner, it means say INEC go gas conduct another election? Or does it mean that the person will be the real winner go come there sworn in?
It depending on waiting the court decide. Because one, if the court decides say the process where INEC talk according to the Electoral Act and guidelines, they no do them, they go talk say me they do them again. You understand? Okay. But then the court can also decide that the evidence will be say the other parties carry come, they show say they actually win the election. If it's way either way, you understand me? But waiting me, if you ask me my opinion, now to say as far as that election, that process where that man talk everywhere no go on, say make we cast another one. You understand me? We go day free, it go day open, make everybody they see them. Okay. Now what happened is that during the period, you know, the period when somebody take control, where we say the person just there for that very, as the commander-in-chief now, when the person take control, it go influence even the judiciary. You understand? Because the power where they for the president and commander-in-chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is he pass the one will be the president of America myself. You understand me? You understand me? So, the power will be in hand, they too much. So why you go carry the power with them, the contest, you carry and give one man. How the man no go use them? You understand? And Tinubu, you know, they even exercise power will be say we are in no get power. Like for Lagos State, if they manipulate it, they put anybody where you want to become governor. That one no be news again. You understand me? So they talk about all the properties will be saying don't purchase outside where nobody they talk. You understand me? Case will be say people initiate against them, then go quench them. You understand? So it tells you what he can do with that kind of power. You get my point?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. While we ponder on this, let's keep in mind that there is no express provision in the Constitution, that is the Electoral Act itself, that is the law that enables elections and transitions, or any other written law that strictly requires that a challenged winner of an election must be sworn in on May 29th. I want to repeat that there is no place in the Constitution or the Electoral Act or any other written law in Nigeria that strictly requires that a challenged winner of an election must be sworn in on May 29th. Don't get me wrong, go, peace, and even our watchers. No, don't get me wrong. I have no personal or grudges, politically or otherwise, against any winner of election, provided that you won the election clear and fair. I have none. So if Tinubu had scored throughout the federation, we wouldn't be talking this. You understand me? People will know. It will be very obvious that he won. But this one is that everybody knew what happened on that day. The process was rigged. It's very, very clear. Very, very clear. So, peace. So what I'm trying to point out here, you know, some people might misunderstand my intention.
Yeah,
my intention, yes, my intention is not personal. And let me tell you about this, everybody going to court, and go to court. If truly INEC has been fair to Nigeria and make an election something that will be in real time, many people will not go to court.
Exactly.
Because it will be clear. When you are putting up a result and you are shooting it up there for everybody to see, who will want to go to court in that? Because it's happening on real time. Even your agents will bring it up to you that this is real time. It is not managed, it's not stage managed. But when you do something that is not open, you did not bring it on real time, and you allowed your system to malfunction and allow people to carry the something to be changing result that we have seen in different states. Koro. How is somebody not going to challenge it?
They left so many traces.
Yes.
They rigged and they don't even try to cover their tracks more. They left plenty. There are a lot of evidences everywhere. When you go to the IREF portal, you see a lot of things. You see videos and pictures of things that happened during the election day. They didn't even cover their tracks. So it's like you can't avoid it. That's what is going to happen. People will get angry and they want to go to the court, which they believe is the final say to their problems.
What I can say is that in the unique legal framework of Nigerian elections, peace, INEC is not the end, but the means to the end. Because, you know, that end is the court. Is the Supreme Court is the end. You understand me? Yes. So INEC is not the end, but the means to the end. So, and that's why they just conduct those things as they wish after collecting billions of naira. Then they will now throw the issue to the court to now decide. Yes. You understand me? And they tell you to go to court. You understand me? And which alone possesses all the judicial, of course, all the judicial powers of the federation, including the final powers to declare winners of election. You see, so the final thing now is that Supreme Court has been now has been subjected to be doing the work of INEC, because clearly it is Supreme Court that has the final say.
Yes.
INEC is just a means to an end. You get my point? So the smart framers of our Constitution, having figured that someday in an occasion, that an occasion will surely arise where a winner may be unable for any reason to be sworn in on May 29. That is what I keep saying. They inserted the implicit tenure elongation. You understand what I mean by implicit? That is by their mind. Because in section 135, as we have seen before, but limited it by the provisions of section 136 that requires INEC to immediately conduct another presidential election if the amendment to this creative constitution making was not to ensure there is no vacuum. What then is it? Intendment. You can see what the constitution says here. Now, it is clear, in the clear absence of any law mandating that a swearing in must proceed on May 29, the only reason or justification Nigeria has to indulge in this unconstitutionality or extra constitutionality since 1999 was political custom, as you said. And that is because the country or the political class was desperate and thus minded to avoid anything that the military can latch on to continue in power. So, you know, when they did this thing and created it as a vacuum and all that, they were afraid of the military. Maybe there will be vacuum and military will take over. You understand me? Today, that custom, even though initially convenient and compelling, is retrograde and can no longer stand because it is repugnant to natural justice, equity, and good conscience. Above all, it is by hindsight incompatible with the Constitution and the laws of the Federation of Nigeria in several ramifications. See here, peace. Mark my word, this thesis does not apply to the office of the president alone. You understand me? Yes. It does not apply to the office of the president alone. It applies across board. And until Nigeria gets its election right or purges itself from through a popular kind of referendum or something, the judiciary should ensure, you know, especially to ensure that winners of disputed elections must not take power until the declaration of the final result by the last apex court. Do you get my point? If politicians are made aware that power can only come after the courts, not INEC, not when INEC have decided the result, it will work wonders in setting the greatest number of contestants and even INEC and political partisans to keep in line. Play fair and desist from this mantra of go to court, because what reigns for them is go to court. You understand me? That's why they're using INEC. Then finally they'll push it to the courts, and then the court will be jam-packed and stay for years. You understand me? Which is just an insult on the Constitution and the judiciary. You understand? Because each time they keep pushing it and pushing it. You know? See
Dr. Telba, they always talk anytime we come for the show. They always talk, say, now INEC put us for this trouble where we dey inside. Because if they had done their job the way it should have been done, we no go there for all this go to courts, beg court of appeal to televise and all those things. And that time when we talk out, when we come out, even before the case starts, where we every day we dey sing them like song, say, I beg go court of appeal, make una help us televise this thing. Be like say we don't know wetin we dey talk. Now see wetin dey happen. They no agree make media houses come cover the thing. And now we still don't come out again. They talk say it's not a must that somebody must be sworn in during that May 29th. According to the Constitution, it go still be like say we don't know wetin we dey talk until that day come. And people go see am for their eye wetin dey happen.
Yeah, but like we said, somebody can actually take action. Even the petition tribunal, you understand me? They can actually do this quickly. Many senior advocate of Nigerians are actually advocating for them to speed it up. And that's why yesterday in court, the justices were telling them that they need to put their briefs and they don't need to bring out technicalities. You understand me? They don't want all those their flimsy technicalities or wasting time. And good enough, one of the people who had brought in their petition also had withdrawn. So he reduces it. One of the parties that brought their petition, it had reduced it. You understand? Some people were asking why they did that. I mean, they're not in contention anyway. You understand me?
Yes.
So I think they would have seen, that. Yeah, I think they have seen that by coming there, the money where they go even pay lawyer, go even San will go take the case now millions now. So what thing they won't go achieve for there? So maybe San don't tell them how much where they go pay now, then come wrong. You understand? But that one no means. What you just want to let people understand is say this May 29th, heavens no go fall if they did not do any inauguration on that day. And it's still constitutional. Again, even if they did an inauguration on that day, and the Supreme Court comes back, because they are the people that we actually say, this is the winner, and this is how it is won, then you want to go and install somebody that is already there. But when you do this quickly, either before that 29th, or elongate it according to the Constitution, then it means we are doing the right thing. People cannot be fighting over something and then you carry it and give it to one person where the fight is still on, and then expect that person not to exercise the powers that you have conferred on the person. So the right thing to do at this point that we are appealing that the judiciary should look at. We are also looking at well-meaning Nigerians. We are also looking at our leaders to look at this. May 29th is not absolute. It's not sacrosanct. There is nothing. Heavens will not fall if we did not put in a president that clearly people said they don't want. Let's allow the election petition tribunal do their work. Let us also allow the Supreme Court, the umpire, to make a pronouncement. It is not INEC that selects. The last INEC selects, but the last is the court. So, we peace. Now for here, we will go begin the column day pack kaya commode, because as make we for rush go here waiting the happen for election tribunal. Make news for day tomorrow. Make we know how the road won't take be as people don't they gear up tomorrow. Because some people they talk say obedience go come out, you understand? Make we begin to pray. For people who say they spiritual, you understand? They will pray. Some people they say they will carry their candle and the likes. But this one are preliminary. Now we still there. Now you understand? Yes. It never reach the time of deliberation. But you know, say anyway, talk your own. Make we for.
Mr. Kanu don't talk everything finish, but we already know the summary of everything we talk today. May 29th, no be do or die affair. No be more say they go swear person in for that May 29. In fact, the incumbent presidents feel they self till they are ready to swear in another president. And for the person where they for comment section where they ask say, Shebi Tinubu they feel like mini God, why you know they show in face for court? Now the same question all of us they ask, and you go see saying the same thing. Now all these things they distinguish our principal Mr. P2B from every other candidate, because say as Tinubu no come, he can't send another person. The person will be president elect or no use elect come. But anyways, that's talk for another day. We don't come to the end of today's episode, and we want to say thank you to our viewers, everybody who did with us from the beginning of the episode to the end. We dey say special thanks to now you be the real MVP. We dey appreciate all your sacrifice and all your effort, but we still dey ask for more encouragement. You know, say we no go tire, we never even tire. So anyhow way you feel help us, encourage us. You feel help us by subscribing. If you never subscribe, abeg click that red button wey dey there, subscribe to the channel, and also turn on the notification bell so you go dey get updates anytime wey we drop new episodes for this platform. And if you never follow us for every other social media platform, we dey there at IBTC Family TV. You fit even see the link for under this video. Just click the description, it go take you straight to Facebook, Twitter, anywhere where you want go, you go see us for there. And if you also want assist us with anything wey God dey put for your mind, you get something wey dey with your screen, just look am small. And if you still say na our cash app you want or on our dollar account or whatever, e still dey for that same description. Everything dey, we don make everything dey easy for you. You no need to stress yourself. You know say una be very important people, and we dey appreciate una. But we go still come again tomorrow with more gist and updates. But for now, una bye bye.